Hello, my name is Monica. I'm a beauty, skincare, and YouTube enthusiast and amateur, and I consume a lot of content on this space, so I thought I would try my hand at making some. If you hear a little pitter-patter, that's my dog running around. Sorry about that. I have a sizable collection, I have a decent bit of knowledge, and I'm just really passionate about sharing it and talking about things that I love, including makeup. So today, the video that I'm making is inspired by Hannah Louise Poston, who I will link, of course, in the description, and it is a duping the vibes type video. I want to, and what that is that Hannah will take a palette that she's inspired by or that she wants to buy, but she knows that she has a sizable collection already and she wants to be a conscious consumer. She wants to take a look at what she has, and that's what I'm going to be doing today. I'm very inspired by and interested in the Club Nebula palette, which is a collaboration between, I'm not going to say her name right, but I'm going to try. She goes by Angie here on YouTube, and her name is Angelica Nyquist, and she is collaborating with Kaleidos, my dog. And together they have made the Club Nebula palette, and it's gorgeous. I will, let's see if I can scooch over, put a photo of it. I love the color story. It's deep, but it's also vibrant. It's spacey, and it's just so fun. Today I've put together something on my eyes that is inspired by it, and already taking a peek at my collection. But what I'm gonna do now is go through the single deep potable type eyeshadows, some of them that are stuck in palettes, just in case I need to take from here and there to get the right colors. I'm gonna swatch them out, and I'm gonna make my own version of the Club Nebula palette with the collection that I already have, because I think, as you can hopefully see, I have things already that fill that space, and even though they're not in one same spot together, like in the gorgeous Club Nebula palette, I don't necessarily need to add it to my collection to get the kind of looks out of it that I would get already out of my own collection, if that makes sense. So if you are here for that and interested, you're in the right spot, and let's jump in. Okay, hopefully you can hear me okay. Hopefully this is an okay view. We'll see what the quality of everything is. This is the first time I've ever done kind of like an overhead shot of anything. So let's just jump right into it. I have pulled all of my single eyeshadows that are in Z palette type empty palettes. I'm not sure if we're even going to touch any of these, because I think that the most valuable palettes that I have to sort of dupe the vibes are actually going to be number one, this Visor Editorial Brights palette, maybe even a couple from the dark mattes and the cool mattes right here, and especially this Visart Grand Pro. I think it's the 2, yes, or Grande Pro 2, I'm not sure, but you can see right there all of the color, and these are all some sort of metallic finish. So I also have a Natasha Denona palette here. I have my Pat McGrath palettes to see if we really need some of those special shades, but let's just jump into it and start swatching. Okay, I have up some swatches here from Makeup Just for Fun, and I want to reference these swatches along with maybe some other pictures of the palette to see, you know, the names and the order. So let me pull up another picture of the palette itself. This is one from Jacqueline Tries It, and I'm gonna have it up here on my phone. So let's start with the colors that really jump out at me, which are those the green and the blue. I want to definitely jump out with those. And here are ones that I actually already used in today's look. So this is the number 2 shade. And the number 8 shade. Not sure there's anything else from here. Let me check out from the Dark Mattes palette. What do we have? I think that, so this is the shade number 8 that I think looks like 7 of 9. And this one is the one that I think looks like Gravity. For Cylon, I think that this purple from the Dark Mattes, that's number 6. Looks like it could be a good stand-in for Cylon. And let me see, for Red Giant, I'm not sure that that's quite red enough. That looks more berry. But I do think that this navy blue looks a lot like the Void shade. That's number 10 in the Dark Mattes. Yeah, I want to pull in this Natasha Denona palette. I think that this green here, number 11, is closer to Queen of Blades than maybe any of these other greens that I have. So I'm gonna take this one as well. Now this shade right here, Desert Date, is the shade that I used already as a kind of bright peach, which is reminiscent of Samus. Sorry, I need to get a little poker for that particular color. And anything else for Red Giant? Maybe I'll just go with this straightforward deeper red that's right here. I'll see how that swatches. Now for some of these more taupey mauve shades, I think what I'm gonna do is just combine some. I think that if I combined this number 6 and this number 10 shade, I would get a similar deep purple, maybe even this number 10 shade on its own. Is similar to that Rock Hopper shade. And I think for this taupey Naru type shade, I'm kind of stuck between this number 2 shade here, this one right here, versus this number 5 shade. I think I'm gonna go with the deeper number 2 because I can always apply it a bit more lightly to get a lighter application. So I think that's going to be it for mattes for me. So I'm quite happy with those. I think that those are a good match to what we have for the palette so far. Now let me scrounge in this Fizar Shimmer palette for some of these more special shades. I think we have Firefly, You're My Only Hope, Astro, Celestial, Nova, and Nebula to kind of source out. I think that Astro is popping out to me. And this kind of deep blue in this second column here. Oh, these are going to be harder to depot. I don't have any actual tools for it, though I've ordered some because I can picture myself having a lot of fun with this and doing this often. But they won't arrive for a couple of days, so I'm going to make a mental note. This deep blue, I think that this one looks like You're My Only Hope. I actually used this one on the eyes today, as well as this one, which I think stood in for Nova. Yes, which stood in for Nova. And I think that this one down here could be a good this one or this one for You're My Only Hope. I might take out both of them. Or maybe this one looks like what Celestial looks like to me. Yeah, for Celestial, I think this one looks like Celestial. You're My Only Hope. And the last ones we kind of haven't touched yet are Firefly. I'm going to swatch this one. And Nebula, which I might try it and see what this one looks like. So this whole row is probably coming out along with these two. Okay, so I have taken out the shadows that were in this palette, and I want to start building my version of the Club Nebula palette in the same order that my, dupes, that was quotations, dupes, how they look. And let's see. Okay, so the first one is this kind of yellowy, greeny shade, which is I'm substituting for Firefly from the Visart palette. Then we have this kind of electric blue, then this electric green, then we have a deep green, and then we have this deep blue. And that would be the first row duped out of my Dupe the Vibes palette. And I'm pretty happy with that. Let's do some swatches. Actually, I'll probably do swatches where there's a little bit better light. I'll probably film a little bit more of this in some better lighting. Next we have the You're My Only Hope shade. Then the taupey Naru shade. Which I had pulled this number 2, but I'm thinking now maybe it is more like this. I have two different shades here. They're so similar. I do actually think this more cool one stands in for that better. So that would be that one. Let me put this one back. Oops. Next we have this beautiful blue, which is standing in for the shade Astro. Next, this kind of cool purple standing in for Rock Hopper. Next, this more plummy purple standing in for Cylon. Next we have Celestial and Nova, which I think I had this one for Celestial, this one for Nova, this peach for Samus, this peachy duochrome for Nebula, and this red for Red Giant. So now let me just move my camera and get into some good lighting, and I'm gonna do some swatches. Okay guys, so that is going to end my Dupe the Vibes of the beautiful Club Nebula palette with Kaleidos and Angelica, Angie, and I think that this was a success. I know that especially this red maybe is not deep enough, but really the shades that I would reach for are these blues, these duochromes, and I think that I proved to myself that in my collection I have some really beautiful options that can get me looks that are very close to the kinds of looks that I would make with that Club Nebula palette. So I would say this is a success. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Was this exciting to you? Do you do this in your collection? What's the last palette that really intrigued you, that you ended up going and shopping your own stash and finding something that you could make do with? And yeah, just sound off in the comments below. I'd love to chat, and thanks for staying with me. Okay, now with that all done, I just wanted to take a moment to say thank you for spending your time with me today, watching my content. If you are so inclined, please do hit the subscribe, hit the like button, and I appreciate just you sharing your time with me, and hope to see you back in my next one.